Well, here we are back again, and we're going to finish up this little bird today. I wanted to bring you up to what I've done off camera. As you can see, I added another little piece of gauzy fabric on top of the pinkish one that was in the blues, and I fringed it out. Really fringed it out. Doesn't that look good? Really gives the feathery look, okay? Then I took a little piece of the green gauzy fabric. All this is cut off of the green was cut off of this piece right here where there's with some solid green on it. And the blue was cut off of this piece right here. And you can see how I can fray it out on the edges there. So you just, manipulate, use, make your scarf fabric do what you want it to do. But anyway, I just stitched that on there like that and leaving that loose, okay, on the bottom edge down here, and just bringing that up a little. Seems like birds always have a little extra pretty feathers right around their neck. So anyway, we're gonna say that's what that is. I love my bird. I'm satisfied with it the way it is now. I'm done. I don't want to add anything else. How do I know when I get to that point? I don't know beforehand. I only know when I get there. And I know that doesn't help a lot, but as you go along and you do more and more of that kind of work, you just know. It just something inside of you says, ooh, that's it. I like it. Stop. Sometimes I always talk about how I let my pieces talk to me. I go along and I talk to my bird, well, what do you want this? How do you like this? And so forth and so on. It begins to take on a personality, and I kind of bring it into my project. And pretty soon I'll say, well, she doesn't want any more, or he doesn't want any more. He likes it just like that. And so it's just kind of fun. But when you make it very, very personal, somehow I think it's easier to know when things are complete, when they are the way they should be for you. Let me emphasize that, for you. I'm doing me and you do you. So we can do the same thing, but we're going to look different because we are different, and both of them are going to be right because we're doing us very well, right? That's it. Okay, now in the stems, I just took black thread and ran it out just to give a little bit more realism to that stems there. And then I found this piece of fabric that looked like part of a bow at one time. I don't know, it was kind of crazy. It's tied right there. But anyway, I thought, if a bird found this on the ground, he'd pick it up and try to put it in his nest. So I'm going to do it for him. And who says a bird can't have a bow in his nest? In my world, they can. How about your world? You can do whatever you want. And my bird wants this bow, so it's going to get this bow. And I think it's a perfect addition. Sets off the purples that are in here and kind of gives us a base for this nest. Isn't that cute? I love it. I'm glad I found that. Okay. Now I'm down to stitching the nest itself and the bow. So I'm going to stitch the bow first because, and I found this nice dark purple to do it with because, I don't want to make the bow all glitzy. I just want it to be there in its color. So I'm going to try to keep my thread in there. You learn that along too, changing thread would bring more emphasis to that fabric. I don't want to bring more emphasis to it. It's okay like it is. And so to do that, then I don't change color tone. I keep my purple thread in the tone of the fabric itself. That's just one of the things I've learned to do to manipulate what I'm trying to get. Do I know what I'm trying to get? Oh, not all the time. I just know that as I go along, okay, I want this or I want that. And sometimes I can't tell you why. It's just inside me. And that's intuitiveness. That's stitching in the moment, as slow stitchers like to say. Stitch in the moment, because that's where your emotions are. That's where your feelings are. And a lot of things happen creatively when you create by emotion. And definitely that's the kind of creator I am, because there's no order to what I do. It's just, I just do, you know. So, okay, let's get this little bow here down. And we're just going to do a little, just a simple running stitch. But we're going to get through all that thread in the back, which is, and that will help to hold this together until I can get to actually sewing all those threads. And I don't do a lot. I do a lot of stitching, but I don't like try to get down every thread. That'd be ridiculous. I just want to get it down so that it doesn't come off the fabric. And that stuff is looped and wadded around, so if you get part of it, you're gonna be all right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go across, catch this little one while we're here. And it's okay if I catch some threads while I'm working on this part, because it would naturally be that way. The stuff would be kind of wound around and entangled. In fact, I'm going to catch this one in my stitch and go ahead and stitch him down, let him pull him over. I guess you know I'm having way too much fun. I love making things like this because I can cut loose and just do whatever I want to do. As you notice, I'm not taking little stitches, okay? I'm taking, medium-sized stitches. And that thread I picked is working perfectly. It's just blending nicely. It's not going to detract from the fabric itself, which is a purple with a little white polka dot in it. And like I said, I have no clue what this was. It was in my scraps, and evidently I tied it at one point to use it on something, and then looks like I might have cut it off and kept that little piece. Isn't that cool? I love it. By the way, this fabric underneath that I'm working with, I have a whole bunch of these panels of home decor fabrics, and I thought, man, you guys might like to look at something besides my brown desk. So from time to time, I'll try to throw a piece of fabric up here and just give us a background to work against that might be more pleasurable to look at. All right. Well, I've still got this purple. I believe I could go ahead and use it, especially on the thickest parts of this nest here in the color threads. I don't want to use it up in the white area, or cream area, but and this, when you're doing this, it's just back and forth, this way, that way, just trying to catch, threads around and about. You can put long stitches, short stitches. Whatever seems to work for you. Quite a bit of color out here. We could slip it in out here. You want to catch threads, but you don't want to smash down every thread in here. Okay. Now these are caught in under this, so they'll be all right. These I'm going to change color thread for. Might come back up into that area right here and put a few more stitches in there in amongst the colored threads. See how long my and might go over here and see if I got enough to catch a couple of these. Now a lot of this has been caught under, so I don't need to catch a bunch, but there is some longer pieces out here. I mean, you can't see what I can see, obviously, but I know that I need to secure a little bit more. And I will be doing a little bit with the lighter thread that I use also. So, all right, that's as far as we can go with that purple. Okay, got that a little tight, didn't I? Okay. Oh. Well, it will only get one thing in it. Like I said, I wouldn't be too worried about this since it's going on the wall. Okay, when that's straight, yeah, I got enough there. Straighten out. All right. I know I got some, there it is. Some cream colored thread up here somewhere. Good color, matches. Let me show you what this is right here. This is fringe off the bottom of a scarf. Isn't that a mess? It's been in my bucket for a while. But that makes perfect stuff when I need it. And it makes a perfect little tuft right there. You know how birds will put right in their center always seems to be the softest certain kinds of stuff, and it just looks good. I didn't put any feet on the bird because I've got all this little white stuff there, and it's like its little feet are buried in the nest, so that's okay. And I'm not going to put eggs on here, but if you did want to, all I would do is incorporate 2 or 3 little beads. So let's go up at the top here with this thread, and let's start kind of taming some of these little things. I gotta get my pen out of there. I've got this loopy loop here. I'm going to bring him over and just tame him down too. And yes, it's hard to see and know what you're doing with this stuff, but you know, just stitch. Don't worry about it. Just stitch. I want to make sure I come up over my legs so that it appears that the little feet are buried. Otherwise, I need to put the feet in. That little circle I'm going to leave alone. I like it there. Come down into here. Another thing you can do once you've done like this, when you're using your loose threads like this, and once you've done what you're going to do, and you've got threads that aren't cooperating or whatever, you can always trim them. Don't sweat it. Like this one right here, it does not want to cooperate. But the minute it gets shorter, it's fine. Back and forth, up and down, around and about. Just get some stitches in there. Nobody's gonna see them very well because it's all threads. I love using these scrappy threads. Don't waste my threads. And I know a lot of you have seen it, but this is my working thread bucket right now. You know, and if I turn it over, I've got different colors in here. See that? And so I can, you know, pull around. If I wanted green, I could go down here and find some greens, you know, or some with lots of pinks in it, or golds, and, you know, whatever. But this, I even got some tiny ribbon in there. And so, you know, just throw your snippet threads, your scrappy threads, you know. And when you're hand stitching like I am, you have tons of them. For one thing, you know, thread isn't cheap. So why throw all of that in the trash when it's perfect for so many projects? Fiber art is just, it's just perfect for anything in that category. Okay, we've got some long ones here. We're going to eliminate, put them back in our bucket. We're going to come with that white now, and we're going to come out into some of our colored area. And we're going to work out to the outside edge a little bit. Make sure that we can secure these pretty good, you know, so that we don't lose any of these threads. But we don't want to necessarily, you know, bring them all to the center. See, we can let them have some shape and direction. We just want to secure them a little bit as they do. Kind of like couching them down in place. Just enough. Don't have to overdo it. Okay. I think I go back up and catch this one. Okay. Now we have this thread here, which I'm not liking. So he's coming out. Okay. Going to go right into the center. I like that all right. See if I got enough to go to the outside edge. Maybe just a couple. Couple of stitches should do it. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Now sometimes what I will do is I will take a pressing cloth, put here, and then just press this with an iron. And if, you know, there's nothing that can't take heat on it. And it straightens it out back to its block size. But this is looking okay like it is. It's done. It's absolutely done. I love it just the way it is. Okay, just the way it is. Let me bring you down and you get the whole. Okay. I love it. Now I got to figure out a name for it. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I will think about that, and when I start the second bird block, I will tell you what I named the first one. Either that or I'll put it in the video description or title somewhere. Anyway, I'll let you know what I named this bird. All my birds are going to have names because they have personality. Don't you think? I love it. I love it. And if we had some little shapings here to delineate our sashing, this little bird would actually look like he's in a tree here. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I love it. I love it. Okay. Quit loving your stuff, Linda. All right, here we go. If you give it a lot of love, I think it does better. I'm not sure, but I'm going with that premise. I really like it. So let me know in the comments what you like, what you don't like. And let me know if you're going to try it. I hope so. You're going to love your bird. Till next time, let's stay scrap happy and scatter some feathers to the wind.